Hello, everybody, and welcome to another cup of self-empowerment to trust, heal, and be thyself. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome a very dear friend of mine from the UK, Deborah Williams. And for those of you who don't know Deborah, I'd just like to give a little bit of background knowledge so you can, feel into the magic which she loves to share with us all. So Deborah Williams is a graduate of the Angel Alchemy Academy, and a qualified angel communicator and oracle card reader, a wise woman, a wisdom keeper, and a sister of light. She has a strong galactic resonance and connects with the Palladians. As a StarSeed, she speaks, sings, and draws light language, as well as writing intuitive spiritual poems that she channels. Deborah also reads the soul intuitively from a personalized landscape picture. As Deborah fully awakes to her spiritual journey, her aim is to enhance her spiritual path and work exclusively within a spiritual environment to assist others along their own personal journey as she is guided with spirit to help them. So welcome, Deborah. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a couple with us today.
Oh, thank you very much, Kelly. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to have you. So, Deborah, how about you tell us how you started your journey to trust thyself?
Oh my goodness, that's a difficult one. It's an ongoing journey, to be honest. Okay, it's still I'm not still quite there, but I am very much in line with trusting myself. I woke into spirit probably as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And as a child I was very, very light. I've got a huge attraction to all of the elementals, as you do as children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had my own dragon.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually a dragon rider, so I've got an internal dragon.
Oh, my
And I'm a
goodness.
dragon rider, so I used to get on the dragon and go to, well, umpteen places as a child.
That's magical.
Yeah, it was magical. Something came to me that I didn't like, and I closed everything down.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a long time to come back.
Okay.
I mean, 61 now, so it's a huge amount of time. And yeah, it's getting there. I say I resonate with light language. I am opening to spirit. I receive beautiful intuitive poetry.
Yes,
And it's trusting what comes through.
yeah.
I have got clear cognizance, so I've got clear knowing.
Mm-hmm.
I am just beginning to see, and I occasionally hear.
Oh, wow. So everything is starting to switch on now. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so great that you share that because, a lot of us, some people, we stepping into it later in life. Sometimes we don't even realize we have it as a child. We know because we've shut it down because of society going on around us, just because of the condition that we have. And, some people are totally switched on the minute, they arrive, Yeah. So it's really wonderful, I think, and important when we share that, sometimes something does happen, which leads us to, shutting it down. So you say you don't remember what it was, what disturbed you?
No, it was something very dark. I mean, somebody's been into my Akashic records, and it was something quite dark that came to me because I was so light as a child.
Yeah.
I mean, I was about sort of 3 or 4 at the time.
Oh, wow, that is majorly young.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what was going on.
No,
but I
of course not.
lived this fictional fantasy.
Okay.
And something came to me, and I shut everything down, including
to protect yourself, basically.
Including the connection with the dragon, and that has been really, really difficult. And I'm still not 100% connected, but I know it pulls at my heartstrings to try and connect back to my dragon. But yeah, I'm gradually waking up. And I'll tell you a story, actually, because Spirit kicked my AWS the other day. I was in the garden, and I don't normally hear things, and I don't normally have premonitions or intuitive messages spoken out, almost out loud.
Okay.
And I was cutting the grass. I'd cut the bottom bank of the grass. I've got like a two-tiered grass.
Okay.
So I cut the bottom grass, and it's on a slope. And I was just, it's about 7:30 in the evening, and it was really hot. And I just thought, well, I'll sit down and have a cornetto like you do, and I'll do the
nice.
So I sat there, and for some known reason, this thought came through my mind, but it was a thought in spoken word, which is very unusual.
Okay.
And it said, be careful because you're going to have a fall.
Oh.
But nothing of it, nothing of it. I didn't ground myself, I didn't protect myself, I didn't call in the angelic support or help or nothing. I just dismissed it. Wow, big mistake.
No.
Big.
What happened?
Well, I got up, I got the grass box up, I went to unplug the plug on the lawnmower because I've got electrics at the top of the garden, and I fell backwards.
Oh, God.
Not onto the grass, but onto the patio. And I landed, my left arm landed in a clay pot. It broke. So I ended up with 7 sutures.
Oh, Deborah.
It's all the way down my arm. But, you know, it's a lesson. I was very blessed because I didn't hit my head on the back of a stone.
Thank goodness for that.
Table.
Yeah.
So that was a blessing. But that was a real wake up to think that was the first time I'd actually had such a powerful premonition. And
So it's telling you to trust, isn't it? It's telling you to trust those premonitions.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it for what it was. And I thought, oh my goodness.
Yeah. And I bet there's a lot of people, a lot of viewers today who can actually resonate with that, where they've just had that knowing, they've just had that premonition, they've just had that gut instinct, or even heard something when they're like, oh, you know, whatever, you know, I don't quite, you know, just not acknowledging it. And actually something happens, which, you know, that was trying to warn you about, you know, that premonition. So anyone who's watching today, you know, please be careful. We don't want you to hurt yourselves.
Please take note.
Yeah. Oh, well, I hope you're healing nicely now, because that must have really hurt.
Yeah, all the sutures are out. That's about sort of 3 weeks ago, but all the sutures are out, and it's a lovely scar, but that's just a battle. That's just battle.
That's just a reminder to say, look, Deborah, trust me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. You weren't listening, so they made it visual.
No. The abilities that come through, I have complete trust over.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they tend to come through 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that can sometimes be trying, but that's the time.
But you know, you can ask them to come at a different time. You can ask them. You need to train them.
Yeah, the problem is because I work as well, you see.
Yeah, that's probably, they think it, you know, they don't really, because you do a lot of shift work, don't you? So they probably think, you know, sometimes that time in the morning, well, she's going to be awake anyway because she's working. So we'll just drop that one in for her. If she's available, she'll take it. If she's not, well, we'll just wake her up.
Never mind. But no, there's some powerful stuff coming through. Yeah.
Okay. So how did this, you know, obviously we all know, and this applies to each and every one of us, that, you know, this trusting, it's a continuous journey. You know, it's always leveling up on that level of trust that we have on ourselves, you know, placing that little bit more of trust in ourselves and what we're receiving as well. So how did that lead you on to start going down the healing route? Because usually when you start trusting, you then starting to heal thyself. So how would you say it linked for you?
Well, to me, the healing came first because I'm a nurse. I'm an advanced nurse practitioner.
Yes, of course.
So, yeah, the healing for me came first. That's part of my everyday life.
Yes.
And I used to go to, heaven forbid, a Pentecostal church where the light language was initiated, and it came in speaking in tongues, you see. And I was there for very long because I didn't resonate with the teachings, but it did leave me with the light language.
Wow.
So obviously when you're dealing with elderly patients that are, you know, dying, patients are very, very poorly for various different reasons, I would find that in my head I was actually giving them light language.
Wow.
Or as a way of transitioning.
Or
if they just transitioned, again, it would be the laying on of hands as part of the last offices. And that just came automatically. So for me, the healing came first.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's actually, that makes sense. That would have come first for you. Totally. Oh, that's so beautiful. It's what I really like about the UK, and that's what I miss here actually in Germany is, you know, there's such a big, like, you know, spiritual churches and stuff like that. It's just so there and present and accessible. And I think that's what's really nice in the UK, I must admit. Yeah, wow, that's really nice. So obviously, yeah, you were just combining actually your two worlds, which is lovely.
Yeah. So then that led to, then I did the Angel Alchemy course, and I couldn't understand, and I still, I mean, you know me, Kelly, I still struggle now to have that innate connection, the what I feel to spirit.
It's
I
there,
know it's
but
there.
you don't want
I know
you're
it's there.
doubting yourself. It's there
Yeah, I know
completely.
it's there. I know it's there. But because it doesn't come in the way that my mind thinks it should.
Maybe you need to let your mind rest that one down.
Definitely, yes, definitely. But anyway, I have this clear knowing, so it's almost like words are dropped into my subconscious that come into conscious mind, and I have to write them down.
Yeah.
And they can come all at once, or they can come in a stream of over a couple of hours, or even sometimes a couple of days.
Oh, wow.
But sometimes it depends on how tuned in I am, you see. But sometimes I just write them down and I just leave it. And then I go back and I read and I think, oh my goodness, did I actually write that? But yes, it's
Well, you're channeling,
I
aren't
feel
you? So of
very
course you're writing it.
yeah, I feel very blessed to get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Mm.
So obviously, you know, for you, the healing started and yours, you know, the trusting as well, because you trust everything which comes through you. And also, you know, with the clear senses, the clear conscience is also the hardest one to actually trust because you can't explain it to anybody. It goes beyond the actual conscious mind. It's just like, you know, you just know, and you just cannot, you cannot put it down and explain it for any reason. Like, you know, see with, you know, obviously with clairvoyance, clairaudience, you know, we feel that's more tangible because it's related to a sense that we can relate to, like in a physical sense. But you know, the clear knowing and just knowing that, and then having to maybe feel that you have to explain that to justify it. I think a lot of the trusting is just getting rid of that need to justify what we're knowing. So yeah.
It's interesting that what you're receiving is actually from that higher power. It's from a higher realm, and that it's not of you. It comes through you because you are an open vessel, an open channel, and you just then put it down in words, and then it's actually, when I read it back, I know that it's not of me because it's in a language or a format or a sense that I wouldn't have either expressed it in that way. So it's really quite revealing, and it's quite humbling, really.
Yeah, this is making everyone feel very curious about what this is. So would you like, and I would be really honored if you were to share one of these channelings with us, you know, we'd be really, really delighted if you could share that with us, Deborah.
I'll have a go. You'll have to excuse me because I'm not great at reading things out loud, but I will have a go.
Please do not apologize. You're wonderful. Exactly the way you are, and you're doing it absolutely perfectly. So please don't.
Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to read it off the phone. Actually, it's going to be easier.
Okay,
just
that's fine.
you still see me when I go back into my.
So you're going to read us a story. This is cool. We're going to have the voice from the beyond, Deborah's voice from the beyond now. Maybe everyone would like to just close their eyes now and just really let these words like come into their field, because Deborah really writes with such beauty. I'm actually going to close my eyes and just savor this as well.
Just take a nice deep breath. Just relax. And this is what came through as part of the group work I did the other day. So within moments, lives are shaped, paths are forged. Within the split second, the decision, the war is won. Even though the battle is still raging, there is peace and stillness out of chaos because the war is won. No understanding, and to understand this is to reach a place of stillness, is an honor to acknowledge your own path of evolution. The trajectory has been set, the decision has been made, and the outcome will unfold in the values, clarity, and truth of the action that follows such momentous decisions. Every decision forms so many opportunities in so many different directions, like fruits ripe for the picking, dripping with deliciousness. I ask you, choose well. Each direction is a new challenge, and the beautiful journey to experience and explore. There will be twists and turns, highs and lows, when decisions are made in haste. We are the creators of our own awareness. We encourage you to sit in stillness and connect with your own divinity. The time has come to elicit laser precision thinking within each moment. Clear your mind, sit in stillness, and create from a space of peace and excited expectancy. Now is the time to harness this unique understanding and shift into higher timelines as the planet and you are being blessed through the highest vibrational light code streaming to Earth. Bask in the energy, elevate and evolve your knowing and understanding. We are all on a journey home to once again experience everything in the vibration of love and the frequency of oneness.
Wow. Thank you, Deborah.
It's okay, you're very welcome.
It's lovely. So where can people, you know, I believe you keep a blog of these, don't you? So where can people see these if they want to read through
I do.
themselves?
I've got a blog, and I'll attach it to the end of the poem if you don't mind, because it's a bit difficult to find.
Okay.
A lot of the poems have actually posted on my Facebook page, which is oh God.
Is it in your Cosmic Conversations?
The Cosmic Conversations 888.
Yeah.
Yes, which is probably the easiest place. Or there's Beautiful Dimensions as well.
That's true.
But it's linked with a lot of other stuff.
Okay.
I'll give you the link for the blog itself, and that is just pure poetry.
Oh, lovely. That'd be lovely to see that.
I'm in the
Definitely.
process of hoping to get 3 books published.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
which is like great, because I was like, how do you want to step into standing tall and being thyself unapologetically? You're finally going to release and publish the stuff that you've been writing. Great.
Yeah. Over the last 2 years, I've written no end of stuff. I mean, over the last 5 years, I've written no end of stuff, but specifically the last 2 years, I've written a lot of stuff, and I've put it into 3 volumes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm in discussion now whether to actually have it published as 1 piece of work or 3 individual volumes. And
I'm thinking 3 sounds nice. I'm kind of thinking the 3.
Yeah. It's going to cost me a little bit more money, but I think in the long run it's going to be worth it.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's just nice to have those 3. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. So what advice would you like to share with our viewers today, how they can start mastering thyself as well? What would you like to share with them?
I think it's just be open to the awareness of spirit. Be open to those intuitive messages that are coming through. Listen. When you're sat
even when you're eating your cornish dough.
Yeah. And not question yourself, just allow yourself to explore a different avenue. You know, if you've not been on a spiritual path, it can be a little bit daunting, but it's just nuggets. They're like little nuggets in a stream. Just follow the breadcrumbs. And, you know, you will eventually get there. There's an awful lot of help out there. There's lots of groups. There's lots of people who are willing to help you. And it's allowing yourself to be open to the love that's coming through, because it is a vibration of love and or vibrational essence of love. And that is, you know, that's the truest thing you can do, is actually trust yourself by loving what comes through.
That's beautifully said. That's absolutely trusting yourself and loving yourself what comes through. That's really, really, that sums it up all very much indeed. Yeah, so I think that's, you know, that's a message for us all to continue to work on trusting ourselves, and, you know, to follow those golden nuggets, those breadcrumbs, you know, they're always there. And, you know, some people get, you know, a bit overwhelmed by the word, spiritual path or spiritual. You're just returning to that. You're returning back to yourself. You're getting to know yourself better. You can leave out the big spiritual word if you want. You don't even need to put those words into your mouth. You're just, you know, getting to know yourself better.
People often ask, what is your spiritual path? It's part of something that you love to do.
Yeah.
And you know, I was hung up for ages finding I just haven't got a clue what I'm supposed to be doing. Really haven't got a clue. But actually, when I came to the realization that it's something that you love to do,
Yes.
being a mother looking after children,
Yeah.
being a grandmother who's teaching other people,
Yeah.
you know, being a Wiccan or standing up in front of an audience and actually delivering, you know, these wonderful speeches, or, you know, building a retreat. It's something that you actually love. It's something that sets your soul on fire. That you
And it doesn't have to be your profession. You don't have to turn it into a job. It's, you know, it doesn't define who you are. You know, it's as you said, it's the essence of doing what lights you up inside, what brings you joy. You know, that's the purpose, you know, that you're doing what's good for you. And when you're doing well, that's going to ripple out around you. And
it resonates in your soul, and therefore it resonates in other people's souls.
Yeah.
And it's that divine spark that travels through all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Oh, so how can you personally help people on their journey, Deborah? Because I know you do a lot of light language, and you know,
yeah,
and
I do
you're a healer as well.
Yes. I sing and do light language, although that has taken so much of a little bit of a back seat these days. But I do soul poetry, and I can do intuitive verses for people.
Oh, wow.
At the moment, I'm really concentrating on, so I've got my 93-year-old mother here. So that and work, I'm very much occupied.
No, but that's fine. It's important. It's lovely that you've got your mum with you. You know, it's important. It's you know, as you said, it's a part of life which you're now walking through with your mum, which is really, really important. And you know, you're sharing your light in that respect as well. So you know, there's always a purpose.
I read cards intuitively, so you know, I can do card readings intuitively, either by email or by video. That's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
I read soul poetry from a landscape, and that is something
that's really interesting. That, you know, because what happens that you receive a picture or something from what the client sends you.
Somebody will send me a picture of something that's personal to them. There's something that connects to their soul.
Oh.
And what will be is I will then pick up their energy through that picture.
So amazing.
And I'll be able to,
It's special.
what's happening within the picture. And it's quite interesting, actually. Yeah.
I can imagine. Oh, so people can reach out to you via Facebook about Cosmic Conversations and Beautiful Dimensions. And they're also, you're also on Instagram with those names as well, aren't you?
I am. Instagram, I think I'm on Deborah Williams 80. I think it's on Instagram. It's an old account.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we know how to reach out to you. Yeah. Oh, Deborah, this has been lovely. And thank you for sharing your poetry. And it's just beautiful, you know, to have that authenticity that, you know, this is how I'm walking my path at the moment. And, you know, it's different for each and every one of us. And we all start somewhere, and we all have like moments where we put it on pause, and that's absolutely okay. It doesn't mean we're putting it on pause for ourselves, but we just might be doing the stuff just more internally on our level for our, you know, what's going on around us. And that's also absolutely fine. And it's actually really lovely that you're sharing that with us, because I think it's like an invitation for others to actually feel that, you know, if they feel they need to just be present with themselves, that's absolutely okay. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Yeah.
And you know, you can be spiritual, you can do things by yourself. You don't have to share it with anybody else. It can be, like you say, that internal healing, that internal growth can be done on a one-to-one basis.
Totally.
And there's a lot of healing that you can do. You know, the internet is a fantastic place. YouTube is wonderful. But it's also important to connect with soul sisters and brothers. So, you know, eventually you will have to step out.
Yeah. And also it's also very encouraging, as you say, to connect with like-minded souls, because it also gives you that confirmation that, you know, everything's exactly as it's supposed to be, and it's fine that you're trusting, and it's fine that you're following your own breadcrumbs, and you know, Yeah, that's just gorgeous.
Mm.
Well, thank you so much, Deborah. It's been absolutely lovely having you with us
You're welcome.
today. And yes, everyone else, we wish you an absolutely beautiful day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And we look forward to welcoming you another cup of self-empowerment very, very soon. So take care, you all,
Thank you very much.
and much love to you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.